So let's say I found an image, or I need an image of a Swedish fish, but I want to pull it onto something else, and I need to remove all of this background. So one of the first tips I can give you is you want to not just pick the first picture that you see, because this takes a little bit more editing. There's like a pattern on this bag, like a honeycomb pattern. There's this blue, there's yellow, there's a whole lot going on this image, and you'd have to edit through that a little bit. So I did look through the images that are here, and I found this one with like a plain yellow background, and it just looks like a real easy one to edit. And that's part of the tips. Like when you're editing, you kind of want to make it as easy as possible for you, as quick to do. So I'm going to use a couple of the tools we've used in previous videos. So the first one, I'm going to use this marquee select, and I'm just going to start like selecting over big chunks of this that I don't need anymore and hit delete. And I'm going to do the same thing down here and on the sides. And I already got rid of a lot of the hard things to edit. And now I'm going to use this magic wand, and I'm going to drag the tolerance up a little bit to select as much of the yellow as possible. So it did a pretty good job at selecting all the yellow that's left on that page, and I deleted it. And it looks pretty good. Now I do see a little bit of yellow, so I'm going to grab if I want to, I can undo and try setting the tolerance a little bit higher. Sometimes it grabs a little bit too much. Or I can just take my eraser and get rid of some of be very careful what you're doing, but you can get rid of some of the yellow that is around this Swedish fish as well. Sometimes it's helpful to zoom in on an object so that you can really see the details. And now I'm being a little bit careless, trying to hurry to make a quick video, but I think I'm going to give you just the idea. It's pretty good. So, I mean, I would really want to edit the yellow, make this look a little bit smoother. And I'm getting a little bit careless here because I'm trying to. But all in all, I do have a transparent background. I do have this fish edited pretty down. It's exactly what I want. So how would I save it now? I want the transparency to kind of follow through with it. So when you're saving, you go to save, and it gives me those file choices, and it gives me a recommendation. And Pixlr is really good about giving you a suggestion. So the PNG files, when you save as a type PNG, it allows you to maintain the transparency that's in the background. So that is a great file. And yes, I want to make sure that the transparency stays. So I'm going to make sure that that's selected, and you hit save as. Getting a little laggy here. And I want to save it as Swedish fish. I'm going to save it as Swedish fish 2 because I already have another Swedish fish file. So I saved my file, but let me show you if it works or not. So I'm going to get rid of this layer here, and I'm going to insert a shape layer and make this, say I'm working on a file and I have this gray background. I want to open up, add image as layer, and pull in that Swedish fish that I just saved, and it has the transparent layer. So now this is an overlay. I have something on top. I have 2 layers. I have this gray background layer, and then I also have the Swedish fish layer on its own layer, and it has the transparent background, and it was saved as a PNG. And that is how you take the background off of an object and correctly save it as a PNG file with the transparency.